The man of the hour, Todrick Jackson, who crosses the 1,000-point mark. And even though you can't see it on the radio, when you cross 1,000 points, you get to wear the sunglasses in your post-game interview. This was a night where Curtis Haywood was out and is shut down for the season. Tell us about the conversation that you and Josh Pastner had in the days leading up to this ball game about your role moving forward and what he needed from you.
Well, he just said I got to, produce, the last couple of games. He said I laid an egg for him, and that's true. I wasn't doing my job, and we had a conversation, and he was telling me I got to get it done. He gonna go with me. I'm gonna play a lot of minutes, and I got to play through my mistakes, but I just got to get it done. It's no other way he can say it. He just said we got to get the win, moving forward. You got 10 more games, and we just need to get it done.
When A.D. Gay went out with his injury at about the 12-minute mark of the second half, a lot of folks might have wondered where would that inside scoring come from. It turned out it was from you, the 6'2 guy. How were they trying to set you up against that 2-3 zone in the second half where you got good looks around the rim?
Well, I'm just hiding behind the big man. They're really just worried about Ben, and Ben and Brandon made great passes to me. Thanks to them, and I can just finish around the basket. It's just my ability to be able to score and finish around the basket, and I help my teammates.
You had 17 assists as a team on 21 made field goals. Why were you guys so successful? You might look and see 33% shooting, but whenever you can have such a high assist rate against a zone and do so with as few turnovers as you had, things by and large went well. What, in your eye, Todrick, were the best elements of the offensive execution against Syracuse tonight?
We were just making it one more. We knew when we got the ball in the middle or on the baseline, they was going to trap. So we knew we couldn't just, one person couldn't do it by himself. So if we got in the middle, we just got to fan out. The guards was fanning out to the corners or finding the open windows, and we were just finding them, and then they was making great shots tonight. And
then defensively, you hold Syracuse to a season-low 30% shooting, 5 of 18 from 3. Their two leading scorers on the year, Tyus Battle and Frank Howard, combined 8 of 34. That's 23%. What did the team do so well to jam up Syracuse, make it an inefficient night for the Orange?
We just take pride in our defense. Like Coach said, we like one of the top teams in the country with defense, efficient defense. So we just took that and we just ran with it tonight because we feel like if we just come together as a team and we just all guard the ball, not just one person guard the ball, then we'll be successful.
All right, Todrick, how does it feel? 1,000 career points at Georgia Tech.
It's great. I just want to thank God. And to be, on that name and in the history of scoring 1,000 points, it's a great, thing to do. So, you have players, before me, and there's gonna be players after me to do it. You just wait on Ben to get his 1,000 points. That'd be great.
See if he can join the club. And Georgia Tech certainly needed all 15 of your points tonight to pace you to this 55-51 win over Syracuse at McCamish. Todrick, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Josh Pastner joining us now after a 55-51 home win in front of a sellout crowd in McCamish Pavilion. Let's talk first about the job your team did defensively against Syracuse. You played a lot of zone this year. You didn't play a possession of zone tonight. Why that strategy, and why was it so successful in holding Syracuse to a season-low 30% shooting?
Well, what I would tell you is, first of all, I'm just really proud of our young men. I mean, the grit, the grind, the internal fortitude to find a way to win. And it wasn't a pretty game, but we just guarded at such a high level. And that's who we are. I want our culture to be about the way we defend. And last week, Florida State and Clemson, we just did not guard. We lost our defensive toughness or defensive grittiness, grind. We lost that last week, and we spent the last 2 days, and including today in shoot-around, we just focused on closeouts and guarding your yard. And we didn't play one possession of zone today. We stayed straight man, and, man, we really guarded. And that's a great win. We needed to get off that snide of just getting off that losing streak. And we had 6 guys who played. Curtis Haywood, as you know, that in the news, is out for the remainder of the season. We shut him down with a shin issue. He had a stress reaction, so he's done. So you're really looking at 6 guys. So let me just say a few things on a couple guys. I thought Todrick Jackson, who scored over his 1,000th point today, he was so ready to play. He was so great in that high-low action between him and Ben Lammers, and he had a huge 50-50 ball. Even though Jose Alvarado was 1 for 8, 5 assists, 1 turnover, just was tremendous the way he controlled the tempo of the game. Josh Okogie made big plays for us. Ben Lammers was double-double. AD, even though he struggled a little bit offensively, had 5 blocks. And Brandon Alston, who had some unfortunate news he heard from his family last night regarding his father, came out and played. It was courageous. It was almost in a sense of heroic the way he played after what he found out. Coming through with his father. His father unfortunately had died of a heart attack last night. He found it out late last night. He wanted to play, which I cannot believe. And I mean, I gave the kid a big hug when I saw him earlier today and just squeezed him but he wanted to play for his father, and it hit him really after the game. So, and Brandon really helped us played his best game all year long was tonight, and I really think it was a thing for his father.
We certainly send our thoughts to Brandon and his family. A.D. Gay seemed like he turned his ankle at the 12:50 mark of the second half. He missed the next 11 minutes, and he had been so instrumental to that point in helping you build that lead. How did things change for you offensively? Why are you able to still execute good, sound offense and score in AD's absence, even though you had to go so much smaller?
Well, you know what? They told me AD couldn't play, but then at the end there, they said he can go back in. That at first he said he was done, and then they said we can go back in. But actually, with him out, it allowed Todrick to be around the short corner, and Ben and Todrick was really playing at a high level of a high-low game, and it was really pretty the way they were playing off each other, and Todrick made big baskets in timely ways and in timely times that allowed us to stretch the lead. And let me say this, the crowd again was terrific. It's another sellout. I told our guys, we've got to win this game for the crowd. We need to win it for the students and the fans because they sold it out. They've done their part. And man, our defense today was awesome. And we defended at such a high level last year. We were good defensively until last week. But our culture, I want everything about our culture is through the defensive end. And just really proud of our guys today. It was a great win for Georgia Tech.
So was part of the reasoning to go straight man just a gut check to your guys? Let's see how tough you are on the ball and see if we can't grind out this win?
Well, part of it was just the bottom line was we started out in man-to-man and we played well in man-to-man. I said, why go away from it? We were guarding like crazy. I mean, we held them to 51 points, 23 in the first half. So we just guarded both sides of on both halves, first and second, we just really guarded. And what I always say, if you take care of the basketball, we only had 9 turnovers. Back-to-back games, only 9 turnovers. That's our average. We've got to have 9 or less. We make free throws. We were 8 of 12. And if you do those 2 things, you give yourself a chance. But if you defend like we defended tonight, you're going to win a whole heck of a lot of games.
Yeah, 9 turnovers against the Syracuse zone that can rack up so many deflections, so many tips, so many blocks, and possession-ending type plays. What did the team do so well in avoiding those turnovers but still being assertive as it tried to seek those creases and gaps in the zone?
Well, we didn't rush. We were smart the way we played. We really worked the last 2 days on really valuing the ball, being strong, and I'm just proud that Sunday and Wednesday we have had back-to-back games of only 9 turnovers, and that's a big thing for us. As we move forward, we've just got to really take care of the ball and value the ball, and when you do that, you give yourself a chance to win. You make free throws and you don't turn the ball over. You have 9 or less, you're giving yourself a chance.
And then finally, we have to end on Josh Okogie. He did lead the team in scoring 20 points. Maybe not as efficient a performance offensively as it was versus Clemson, but he was a guy that you knew his skills would be well-suited to picking the locks of that zone. What stood out about Josh's performance
tonight?
Well,
he was solid all around, and you're right, it maybe wasn't as efficient. He had 20 points, but on 20 shots.
But he was also out in transition. It seemed you guys were also aggressive in trying to get out and run after turnovers.
Yeah, we did that. We took advantage of some things in the transition offense that we were able to score on. And I thought we did a good job against their press. We had that 1 turnover, but other than that, we did a pretty good job against their press, and we scored baskets. And we were just real steady the entire game. We were smart. We were heady. We were solid all the way around.
All right, Coach, we'll see you in Boston on Sunday.
Okay, thanks, Andy.